Let's learn how to crochet a granny square heart. These things are adorable and perfect for little coasters. I'm starting with medium 4 worsted weight yarn and a size G 4.25 millimeter crochet hook. Start with a slip stitch and we are going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we're gonna go down here into the first chain that we made and we're just gonna do a slip stitch. For the first row, we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're gonna do our stitches inside of this hole that we just made, not inside of these chains that we made, but inside. We're gonna start by doing 3 double crochets, and I like to crochet over my tail. You don't have to if you don't want to. That's 1. Here's 2 and 3. We're going to chain 1 and 1 double crochet back into that same hole. That is the end of row 1. We're gonna do essentially the same pattern for the next several rows. So to start row 2, we're going to chain 4 and turn our work. And now we're going to, as with all traditional granny squares, we're gonna be working in these spaces. So you'll see there's a space here and there's a space here. That's where we're going to do our stitches. In each space, we're going to do 3 double crochets. In between, we're going to chain 1. So we need our 3 double crochets. Here's 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Now we're gonna go into this space and do 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And at the very end, we're always gonna end each row the same way. We're going to chain 1 and do 1 final double crochet in that same space. And now you have finished row 2. We're following the same patterns over and over here. So we're going to chain 4, turn our work. And again, we're gonna do 3 double crochets in each of these holes. This time we're gonna have 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. In between, we're gonna chain 1 and do your double crochets in the next space. Chain 1 in between, 3 double crochets. And at the very end, we end the same way that we do all the time. So we're gonna chain 1 and do 1 more double crochet into that same space. And now you have just finished row 3. Row 5 and 6 is the same pattern that we've been following. So to start the row, you're going to chain 4, turn your work, and then in each of these spaces, you're going to do 3 double crochets. At the very end, in this space, you're gonna do 3 double crochets, chain 1, and do another double crochet in the end here. So you're gonna do that for 2 more rows and then meet me back here for row 6. And here is the end of row 5. For row 6, this is where things are gonna change just a little bit based on what we've been doing. Rather than chain 4 at the end for row 6, we're actually only going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to turn our work and we are going to skip this first space that is the closest to our hook, but we're gonna do our normal 3 double crochets in that second space. Okay, we're gonna do that same thing in this space and this space. So we're going to chain 1 and do our 3 double crochets. Chain 1, 3 double crochets. Chain 1. And now to end this row, we're just gonna do 1 double crochet in this last space so that it matches the same thing that we did on the other side. So we're gonna do 1 more double crochet, and that is the end of row 6. You can see that we're starting to get some shape here. We're almost done, only 2 more rows to go. To start row 7, we're going to chain 3, then turn our work. Again, we're going to skip this first space right here, and we're going to do 4 this time double crochets into that second space. We're going to now chain 3. We're going to do a slip stitch in this third space here. We're going to chain another 3. Now we're just copying what we did on this side. So we did 4 over here. Now we need to do 4 double crochets into the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see we're starting to build our shape. We're going to chain 3. And then we're going to slip into this last space and chain 1. So you can see we have the shape of our heart. We've only got 1 more row to go. For the last row, we're going to work around the outside edge here, and in every space, so in every hole, we're going to do 3 single crochets, including this space down here at the bottom. We're going to do that all the way around. When we get up here to the top, we are going to do 4 single crochets at the top of each stitch, and then we're going to slip stitch here and continue that same pattern. After you've done that all the way around and you get to the top here, you're in your last space. We did 3 single crochets. Now we're going to go into these stitches and we're going to do 4 single crochets into the top of each stitch rather than working in the spaces. Once we hit the end, we're going to do our 3 single crochets into the space. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go in to this peak and do a slip stitch. Our 3 single crochets because we're working in a space. And now we're back to the other 4. So we're going to do single crochets in each one of those as well. And then we're almost done. Three single crochets into the space. Slip where you started. Tie off. Weave in your end. And you have an adorable little coaster. If you don't want to make these yourself, but you would like to purchase a set for Valentine's Day, they are available on my website.